Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, your Motor City hotline for hard truths, clean cap math, and that blue-collar heartbeat that makes Ford Field shake. This is where you get updated news and honest rumors about our beloved team, with no fluff and no panic, just the plan. Hit subscribe, smash that like, ring the bell, because tonight I'm connecting dots that matter for January football. The market is heating, the interior of our offensive line is the lever that turns tight games, and there's a veteran guard from the AFC East whose tape, contract structure, and mindset check every box we care about. I'm going to walk you through why interior stability is the smartest upgrade a contender can buy, how the scheme changes when the B-gap is locked, what a realistic trade framework looks like this close to the deadline, and how the rotation snaps settle on Sunday. Then, when the context is loaded and the picture is honest, I'll pull the curtain and give you the names so we all feel why the fit isn't hype, it's logic. First, our house. We built this line on patience, development, and physical standards. Bookend tackles who can win on an island, a steady communicator in the middle, and a guard room that blends youth with edge. You've watched it the way I have. Christian Mahogany's power and strain on contact, Tate Ratledge's size and anchor when he lands the first punch, Graham Glasgow running protections like a traffic cop, the swing depth learning the language rep by rep. When we're at our best, 1st and 10 runs on duo dent the front. Play action holds the second level, our quarterback hits the back foot and lets the crossers breathe, and 4-minute offense looks like a sledgehammer. But every team that plays deep into January keeps one truth taped to the wall. Interior leakage ruins everything. The quickest path to the quarterback is straight, not wide, and the fastest way to lose the run game is to let a 3 technique split the double before the back presses the landmark. That's why this position is on my board tonight. Now, the league. Everyone's chasing receivers and edge juice, which means the value play is inside. Find a guard who can start in 3 install days, pass off stunts like he's reading sheet music, pull with balance in gap schemes, and stay square in outside zones so the back can make one clean cut. You don't need a track star, you need a finisher with eyes up, a clean set point, and the grown man patience to sit on power without grabbing. Zoom into our division in December, weather, noise, and defensive coordinators who live to mug A-gaps on 3rd and 5. If you want to stay two-dimensional, you fix the B-gap. Cap-wise, this is the window when smart teams buy certainty without mortgaging April. A veteran with a manageable year 2 number and structure you can massage in March is the sweet spot. Deadline trades for interior linemen usually land in the conditional day 3 neighborhood, 5th that can become a 4th on snap rate and team achievement triggers, or a pick swap that mimics the same effect, because you're not buying a star marketing campaign, you're buying clean pockets and first downs. And when you buy right, you feel it every Sunday even if nobody tweets it. Now the fun part, the tape. From AFC East cut-ups, this guard pops for 3 reasons: stunt awareness, anchor sequencing, and functional violence in the run game. He squeezes the penetrator, times the hand switch so the looper never sees daylight, stays square to the line so the quarterback spot doesn't collapse. Against Bull, he sinks the hips, drops the outside knee just enough to hold ground without losing inside leverage, then reloads when pass rushers try to counter back into the A-gap. On duo, he fits and rolls the hips with the center, then climbs under control. On counter, he finds the rep spot without overrunning it. In outside zone, he's disciplined to his landmark and keeps the shoulders quiet so he can run his feet through contact. The flaws are coachable. At times his set can widen a hair against sudden inside moves, keep the inside hand ready and the knee stacked, and it cleans up. Caden's discipline trims the false starts when the long count gets cute in loud buildings. Now pull the macro lens back to Detroit's scheme. Ben Johnson can call gap and zone families in the same series when the interior isn't leaking. Under center, that means heavier play action with real chest-high pockets, not roll and pray. In pistol and gun, it means RPO answers that don't ask the quarterback to play hero against interior flash. When the left guard wins his half-man consistently, those deep crossers come out on time, the back can press and bounce, and the screen game becomes a stress test instead of a bailout. Roster-wise, plugging a veteran into LG lets Glasgow keep commanding the center, keeps the right guard battle honest, and lets the rookies grow on schedule with situational packages. Heavy on the goal line, 6 linemen in 4 minutes, tackle over tricks when we want to steal a yard, and because this is Detroit, the fit has to be cultural. Finish on contact, communicate before the snap, protect the quarterback like your paycheck depends on it, because it does. Contract reality. You want a deal that doesn't handcuff spring flexibility. A veteran on a 2-year structure with a clean-out and cap-smoothing potential is exactly the profile you can absorb now and revisit later. Acquire him, and you inherit a prorated slice this year, then you either extend if he smashes, restructure if you want to trim, or let the void mechanics handle the rest. And if you're worried about compensation, hear me clear. We aren't talking about shipping premium picks. We're talking about targeted currency that upgrades the present without bleeding the future. So, who is the man in the file tonight, the one that checks tape, trend, and temperament at the same time? It's John Simpson of the New York Jets, left guard by trade, starter by resume, a pro who's logged real snaps in multiple systems and built a reputation for sturdy pass protection and a nasty finish in the run game. The Jets aren't a sell-at-all-cost team, but they are a front office that listens when a veteran on an expiring runway can be flipped for capital that helps a retool, and that's where this conversation lives. Detroit buys certainty for the trenches in the months where the sport gets mean. New York banks a pick and keeps optionality. If the phone's open, our pitch is simple and fair. Conditional day 3 with a snap rate trigger that bumps if he starts the rest of the way and we make playoff noise. Football impact if we close it, fewer free runners through the B-gap versus mug looks, cleaner pockets on 3rd and 7, a tick more play action because the staff trusts the interior to hold, and a tangible bump in first down run success rate to the left. Tangible means more 2nd and 5, which is where this offense is a nightmare for defenses that want to disguise but can't commit. Rotation clarity matters too. Simpson at LG, Glasgow at C, the right side keeps its edge, the next man in role becomes a tailored tool instead of a panic button. And when we close games, we can lean into heavy personnel with a 6th lineman, knowing the core 5 are playing in one mind. Risk profile, because you deserve all of it. Every trade brings a transition week. Cadence, verbiage, and combo chemistry take reps. But guard is one of the easiest mid-season plugins when the player is a pro, and everything about Simpson's track record says he's that. Penalty stabilized with experience, conditioning a solid, and the makeup fits this building. You bring him in on a Tuesday, you walk him through the 10 base calls on Wednesday, you practice Thursday, and by Sunday he's playing sound ball. Big picture for Detroit. We keep saying raise the floor without lowering the ceiling, and this is exactly that move. You don't buy a billboard, you buy a pocket. You don't chase a splash, you buy a yard when everyone knows you're running. Upgrade LG and January football gets lighter on the quarterback, heavier on the opponent's legs. If you're asking me where I land, here's the clean read before I hand it to you. If the cost is a late day 3 with a sensible condition and the medicals are green, I make the call because it tightens the screws on the most important part of our offense without touching next April. If the market tries to drag this into premium territory, I hold the line and keep developing our room because our staff can coach and our identity doesn't depend on one name. But with the division tight and seeding a real prize, buying a proven starter at guard is the kind of grown-up swing that contenders take. Now I want your voice in this. Would you greenlight a conditional 5th that can become a 4th to lock down LG for the stretch? Or do you keep the draft capital and ride the youth into December? Who's your 5 in a 1-score road game in the cold? Give me the exact lineup. Do you want more gap or more outside zone once he's in the huddle? Tell me your package, tell me your threshold, tell me the one matchup this move flips on our schedule. I'll pull the sharpest takes into the next show. My closing analysis, straight and professional. John Simpson to the Lions is a sensible, high-floor deadline move that fortifies the left interior, stabilizes pass protection, and deepens the run menu at a price that respects the future. If New York picks up and the number stays sane, I'd do it today. This is Lions News Fan Report. Subscribe, tap the bell, stay locked with me through the deadline and into January, because the next hour can flip seating and I'll keep you in the loop with the fastest updates and the deepest breakdowns in the city.